Let us continue with our lesson, and the next step over here is to whenever we click on the particular item view over here. So let's say we click on this item, so it should take us to the detailed view of this particular task. So what we will do is we will have to create a detailed view. So let's go to the view UI and let's go to the task over here, and in the task I will create a new package over here and I'll call it as a detail. And inside this detail, let us create a new fragment. Let's go and select a fragment from here, and I will add a fragment with a view model, and I can just call it as a task detail. So task detail fragment, and just click on finished. So we have added a task detail fragment as well as a view model. And what we will do is let's start to design our task detail fragment. And I think some spelling is not correct or something over here, so let me go and check this one. So yeah, it looks like the task detail, the F is missing. So what I will do is I'll go and refactor or rename it and detail the fragment. So task detail fragment. Okay. And what I will also do over here is the similarity. So what I will change over here is task detail fragment, or we can just call it as a task detail view model. That should be better. And the next is our here, the layout file. So let me rename that one too. Refactor it, and we can just call it as a task detail AIL fragment. So task detail fragment, that should be fine. Okay, so let's try to add a layout over here, and for the frame layout I'll change this to constraint layout, and let me rename this one from frame layout to, we can call it as a main layout. And if you go to the response of this task, so if you go to the let's go to the response where I have created inside the model, and in the repository, no, let's go to the remote and to the response for the to do and task response. And in the task response we have to add a body, we need to add a title and status, so the user or the color. So we will add some of these properties, maybe we will not add all of this. So let's get started with the title. Okay, so we'll go over here, or we can also copy from our custom task list view that we have created over here. So if we go to the design, we have a title, body, status, and status color. So we can just copy these two. Let's go, and after we will copy only the views, not the parent group. So let's go to the, just copy the views from here, and let's go back to the task detail fragment, and let's go over here and let's remove this one, and let us close it first. And inside this constraint layout I will add all of this. Just hit the alt and enter to import the app. Okay, so it has import the reference over here, and let's go to the design layout, and we don't have anything. So what I'll do is task color, and why does it has an error is if you go and check. So this the task background. Okay, so this is because we have make use of a data binding over here, but here we are not using a data binding. So what I will do is I'll just remove the data binding from here. Let us remove the data binding because we'll be not using a data binding over here. And here too, I will not use a data binding. That should be fine. If you go to the design layout, so we have a title, body, text status, and the status color. And I think we need to add some more. Okay, it's not in the, let's go to the response and let us add the title ID, and we should add, I think, something like the created date. So let's try to add a created date over here and go to the detail over here, and I think we should add at the top over here. So what I will do is I will just rearrange that one to somewhere at, let's say, of 100, and let me just copy the same and paste it over here, and let's move into the top, this one, and let me remove the constraint, and now I can constrain it to the top, and let's rename this one to the date and time, right? So created date and time. Yeah, that should be fine. And let's put it down to 8, and for the title I will constrain it to below this date and time. That should be of 8. I think that should be fine. So we have date and time, title, body, status, and the status color. And we will add one floating action button over here to edit it. And for edit, I need to have a ID. So I need to match the ID of the creator. So who created it? So it should be, I think, user ID. So we need to add a user ID to over here. So let's go and add a user ID. So let me just copy this and paste it. And this one I will just drag somewhere down here first now. And I will just remove the constraint and constrain it below here and put it to 8. And let me rename this one as a user ID, TV user ID, and that should be fine. So we will add one button, and that button should be of a floating action button. So we will add a floating action button somewhere here, and let's select something icon for now. We don't have any icon, so let me change it to add first. Later we will replace it with the edit somewhere here, and to the bottom over here, at the bottom 32 and right to the 16. I think that should be fine. So this should be, we'll use to edit the particular task if the user ID match. And what I will do for now is to change the icon over here. So let's go to the drawable section, and we will add a new image asset. And from here I select the clip art, and we will change something like a find for edit. Yeah, we have edit over here. I think that should be fine, and we will add that one. Instead of add, I will change this to edit, and that should be fine. So let's add a next and finished. And now we will change the ISRC, so I will change it to edit over here. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so we have added some of the end. We still have something to fix it, so let's fix it. Okay, And let us change the color for the background tint. So I will change it to something the accent color, or let's change it to something different. I think that should be fine. So accent color. Okay, so accent, let's select the accent color for now. Okay, so that should be better. And I think we have done it. So that should be the layout design for our detail. Or if you want to change the color of the icon, you can also change it. So I think we go to the tint color somewhere here. So if we find, okay, let's search for a tint, and I think it's not going to. So let's go to the text size over here, and let's try to edit the floating accent button. And let me try to say that app that tint color, yeah, tint is equals to add color and white. Let us select, and I think that should fix that issue. So we have to amend this, we have to add this line, so app tint, and we change the color. So I think that should be all the thing that we have to do it over here. So let's meet up in the next lecture, and we will continue with it, and we'll work with our trackman and also with the view model. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.